good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Sir Meerkat, and welcome back to the Moto Meerkat channel. So, it was recently announced that the W Series will be running their races alongside part of the F1 calendar in 2021. Now, if you don't know, the W Series is an all-female racing series that was birthed, no pun intended, in 2019 by the FIA as a way of giving women a better platform to excel in motorsport. And the organisers hoped that this would inspire future generations of female motor racing drivers to strive for those high levels of motorsport. With a fantastic inaugural season in 2019 with thrills, spills, and let's be honest, probably some quite big builds, and with the 2020 season cancelled due to obvious reasons, we don't need to delve into that. I'm super excited for the upcoming campaign, and you should be too. Now let's run through why that is. First off, the cars. The ones used in the championship are the Tatuus Alfa Romeo F3 T318, the same cars used in the FIA F3 European Regional Championship. These F3 cars weigh just over half a ton and are powered by a 1.75 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, which produces around 270 horsepower, so pretty quick. In regards to aero, the W Series are relatively lacking when compared to something like F1, but they have a pretty standard amount of aero for a sort of lower tier Formula motorsport. And all of the W Series cars are kept exactly the same, as it is a spec series, which makes the racing a hell of a lot closer, as it means that the drivers are more sort of pitting their skills against each other rather than how well they've been able to make the car. Another rule put in place in the W Series to try and sort of minimize the amount of unfair advantages to certain drivers is the fact that each car and each sort of team's personnel are switched round and randomly assigned to different drivers between each race weekend. As it's obviously impossible to make these cars exactly identical, different parts will work slightly differently, but this should mitigate sort of any claims of favoritism to specific drivers that people might have, and just generally makes it a more fair and more fun series. And speaking of the drivers, the W Series grid is stacked with future talent in the motorsport world and should certainly provide some super fun racing to watch, just like they did in 2019. For that 2019 championship, the girls making up the grid were picked through a sort of competition style thing. You can find it over on their YouTube channel, which I'll leave a link to down in the description. Basically, 55 applicants became 18 full drivers and 4 reserved after being evaluated and critiqued through these challenges in the competition. For the 2021 championship, they won't be doing this again. Most of the drivers will be brought over from that 2019 season over to 2021, but we do have a couple of new people joining as well. But my ones to watch, the ones you want to look out for in 2021, would be, now I've picked out 5 drivers. Let's have a look. I've gone with Jamie Chadwick to start off. She won 2 races in 2019 at Hockenheim and Misano in the W Series. She was obviously the winner of the W Series Championship in 2019, so trying to hold her crown this year and keep it away from these other contenders that I'll go through in just a second. Jamie's also previously won other competitions and championships that are very competitive, such as British GT4, and also in 2021 she'll be racing in Extreme E, the new crazy off-road championship, but also that could be a spot of bother for her. Will she have too many things to focus on? We'll have to wait and see how she deals with the pressure. Then Bites Kavissa, probably the more difficult names to pronounce. She won 1 race in 2019 at Zolder. Could have been more, but didn't quite happen for her in 2019. She's also raced in GP3 before and has lots of Formula racing experience, and consistently challenged Chadwick in 2019, so hopefully we'll see a lot more of that this year. Then onto a lady called Emma Kimmelainen. She won 1 race in 2019 as well. She won it at Assen, and she's also competed in a Formula Ford, Formula Parma Audi, and the Scandinavian Touring Car Championship, and would have definitely been a title contender in 2019 if it weren't for being absolutely torpedoed by Megan Gilks at round 1 at Hockenheim, which flared up an old injury of hers, forcing her to drop out of the 2 following rounds, which kind of just knocked her out of contention completely, which was very, very, very sad to see, and very, very sad to see someone that would definitely be challenging at the front to be knocked out like on the first lap of the first race, so hopefully in 2021 we can see her back up at the top, challenging the likes of Chadwick and Visser. Then we move on to one of the newbies to the championship, Abby Eaton, probably someone you have heard of, another Brit in the championship alongside Jamie Chadwick, and has raced in loads of other proper series as well, such as British GP, Blancpain GT, and Saxmax, where she was racing against my brother, funnily enough. Also, she's very well known for being the Stig on the Amazon show, The Grand Tour, so could seriously stake up the championship this year, and I'm excited to see how she does. And then finally, another woman called Marta Garcia. She is very young, only 20 years old, still has loads to prove, and was very, very quick in 2019, winning one race at the Norris Ring, and now she's got more experience in Formula cars. I reckon she could really challenge at the top, so again, super excited to see what she does in 2021. But who do you reckon will win the championship? Is it someone that I've just mentioned, or someone else completely that could challenge for the championship? Be sure to let me know down in the comments below. And these drivers have a hell of a lot of travelling to look forward to, as the W Series, as I stated at the start of the video, now supports Formula 1, so the tracks they'll be visiting are world renowned, such as round 1 at the incredible Paul Ricard. Wait, Paul Ricard? What? Round 2 will be at the picturesque Red Bull Ring, round 3 will be at Silverstone, round 4 at Hungary, round 5 at Spa-Francorchamps, round 6 at Zandvoort, which I think is going to be the best race of the season, I'm calling it now, and then round 7 at Austin, Texas, the first time W Series goes out of Europe for a race, and then the season finale will be at Mexico, where obviously the champion will then be crowned, so I can't wait for this season to get underway. And obviously the calendar increasing from 6 races in 2019 to 8 in 2021 shows the increased investment into the series and the expansion of its presence around Formula 1 and across the whole motorsport world. And also, I do really hope that they do a non-championship race like they did last time, because that proved the best race of the season. They did it reverse grid and it was just absolute carnage. So again, I really hope they do that again. But I, for one, am super duper excited to watch these ladies battle it out again next year on track, and you should be too. If you enjoyed today's video and learned a little bit more about the W Series and what's going on in 2021, be sure to drop a like on the video down below. I do really appreciate that. And subscribe to the Moto Meerkat channel as well, so you don't miss any of my future motorsport content, including next Tuesday, my ChatterBox podcast episode interview with Alexander Rossi. It's a brilliant chat, so you're not going to want to miss that. Make sure you subscribe down below. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see all of you Meerkats later. Goodbye, guys.